All right, so let's get started on practice number 2, which is going to be another ball bounce, but this time instead of the ball bouncing in one place, a stationary bounce, we are going to do an arced ball bounce. So if you open the practice 2 arc bounce template from the appropriate Google Drive folder, you will see that we have a stage with a floor layer, an arcs layer, and a ball layer. The floor layer is just a simple black line that goes across here. Arcs and ball are both empty. The floor layer is locked because you don't need to mess with that. So before we get started, I'm going to show you what a completed version of this assignment looks like to give you a better idea of what you're going for. So here is my completed example for this assignment. And if we play it, you can see that a ball bounces here along a series of arcs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 arcs. I went ahead and did this all on ones so that my marks and my frames would match up. So it moves very quickly. Boop, boop, boop. I can also select all of this, grab this yellow timing slider here, and pull this over to 2 seconds if I wanted to see what it looked like on 2s, which is a little bit clearer and easier to tell what's going on. All right, so let's get back to our template. We want to start off with this, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear all of this out. And so this is what your template looks like. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw our arcs. It doesn't really matter how many you do. I'd like to see more than 2 and less than 6. Use a color that's not black. I'm going to go with blue. Start off the side here and go 1 arc, 2 arc, 3 arc, 4 arc, etc., right? And obviously, if we follow the law of physics, each of the arcs is going to be getting smaller and smaller as you go along. Okay, at the top of each arc, we want to put a mark to show that this is the topmost point of these arcs. And then, of course, at the bottom here, this is going to be the bottommost points. So we're going to say this is frame 1, and we're going to follow along with what we learned before about the movement of a ball in a realistic bounce. It's going to be slower at the top, speed up, hit the ground, speed up, slow down. So we're going to mark accordingly. So these two are close together, further apart, really far apart, hit the bottom, far apart, close together. And there's this pattern here that you can continue to follow all the way through. And as the arcs get smaller, you might notice that you're not going to get as many bounces. Or excuse me, you're not going to get as many frames. I think there's too many in that one. Let's 1, 2, 3. There we go. So like here, this is such a short bounce, I'm really not going to get a ton of frames out of it. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to label 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 5, 26, 27, 28, 29. This is a lot of bounces. You don't have to do this many. So now I have these marked out, and I've got my spacing for my frames marked out. So I can lock this arcs layer. I'm going to go to my ball layer, go to frame 1, and we're going to follow the same thing that we did for the stationary ball bounce, except this time we're going to be doing it in arcs. So starting at the top where frame 1 is, I'm going to do my first ball, F7, make sure my onion skinning is turned on. Do my second ball, F7. My third ball, it's too large. Remember to do your squash and stretch here, so as the ball speeds up, it is going to appear to stretch out. But it is not going to change its overall volume. And I'm just gonna keep going here. F7, remember to make yourself a new blank keyframe. So I can go through and I can knock these out very quickly because, well, I'm the teacher. Okay, so there's my ball. I'm going to put this on loop so that you can see it a little bit better. So here you can see it goes all the way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arcs. Each time it loses altitude here, and it loses a little bit of its speed, but not a ton. And that is it for practice number 2. If you want to slow the ball down so that it moves on 2s instead of on 1s, select all of your frames until you get this yellow timing mark here. Pull that out until you've doubled your frames. And then you can have it moving on 2s. I'm going to leave it on 1s. This exercise is really designed to be on 1s. It's going to move very fast, but that's okay. And then of course, I'm going to make sure that I save this out correctly with the right naming for naming convention, last name, first name, underscore, arc bounce. And we're going to get rid of the template. And of course, we are also going to export as an animated GIF. Gonna make this 30%. Okay. Save it. And you're done.